Hi, guys, welcome back to another new episode, another new podcast. And I might think that you're good and feeling well. So, welcome back. Hi, Juanita.
Hi, Christine.
And we're not alone. We have a guest, and probably give her a minute or so, not minutes, seconds.
Okay.
Maybe to introduce herself.
Thank you so much. Hi, guys.
Hi.
My name is P.C.E.A, and I'll be a guest. I think your first guest on the podcast, if I'm not wrong.
Yes. Welcome.
Welcome, Carrie.
So much. Feel like we are still besties here. So
yeah, for sure. Welcome. So, hi, guys.
Hi.
How have you been?
Been well and feeling great.
Your week?
Amazing. Such an amazing.
Did you participate in the maandamanos?
Please no.
Carrie.
Please go.
Not me. Hey, don't count me in those things.
Same.
You don't want to stand up and be counted.
To be honest, I'm too lazy for that.
But don't you think we should, wrap this up? It's taking so much of our time as citizens. Business is unusual.
Yeah.
So many disruptions.
And actually, just messing around with other people's property is not a good idea. And the way the economy is down and it's high and everything, and you're trying to work hard to earn a living, and everyone is just destroying. You're like, you have your own biashara at this shop and someone just barge in and destroy everything. I think that's not
as
good.
Christians, let us remember to pray for our nation. Yeah, we need to come together and get back to work.
And pray for peace.
It would also be nice to, even if we're going to participate in those, that we do it in an orderly fashion so that we do not cause people to lose a lot of their property, lives. Yeah.
There's always a better way to solve issues. It doesn't mean that you have to create chaos and everything.
People are entitled to, protest, but again, it shouldn't come along with destruction of property.
Yeah, and I feel like
that is where we go wrong. I mean, if we do it peacefully, then it has maybe zero effect. But if otherwise, things won't run as usual.
Yes, I agree with that totally, 100%.
Now, on to our topic of discussion for the day. So we have been reflecting, talking about self-love, setting boundaries,
empowerment and everything about self. And I feel like yes, we are taking baby steps. I really agree on that. But it's something that we are creating on our own self. It's like our own brand. Yeah. And I feel like it's a strength for us.
It is, definitely.
Yeah.
So today, guys, we'll be tackling vulnerability.
Being vulnerable.
Yes.
Definitely.
I know that word. Nowadays, hiyo jina imekuwa common.
Yeah, because when it happens
to be vulnerable, but do we really understand what it entails?
Some of us really think it's more of negative aspect of life.
Yes, especially in our society.
Exactly. Like
being vulnerable, it's like showing that you're weak.
Definitely, yes. Yeah. But you aren't, just being you. Showing who you are, my own personality, my own identity. So if I'm being vulnerable, if I'm accepting who I am, then that's okay.
It's true. So it's like a state of being exposed to the possibility of being attacked or harmed, either physically or emotionally. In other words, maybe it's putting yourself out there.
Exactly.
It's true. And you take a huge risk, but I think the rewards are commensurate to the risks.
Yeah, I feel like it involves feeling comfortable enough to share your thoughts, beliefs, values, and to other people, or even your partner. Just feeling comfortable to share your thoughts without being criticized or being judged or feeling like you're demeaned or anything else.
Yes. Yeah. It also reveals your openness to people, experiences, and also uncertainties.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and that way you're able to build trust with the people around you
and they get to know you more, which makes you look like a more authentic person in the long run. Yeah.
Let's maybe look in this aspect. What about in a relationship? Can it be if one partner is vulnerable? Is that a sign of weakness or a sign of strength?
It's not a sign of weakness.
Definitely it's a strength.
It is a strength.
Telling someone about your thoughts, what you're feeling at the moment, without, you're taking a risk, yes, telling someone about this and that. You're not creating a wall so that you're letting that person to know who you are. And I feel like it's something great, something maybe in future it might happen, you get hurt because the risks are there. They will never be, solved or anything. They are there, but being vulnerable, knowing that deep down there's a risk, but I'm ready to take that. I'm ready to be me. I'm ready to share what I'm feeling. I'm ready to share what I'm thinking. If I'm not comfortable with something, I'll tell you so that maybe, I don't feel like I'm feeling down just because I'm afraid to tell you something.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like vulnerability can open doors to like a deeper connection, and you can either decide to be vulnerable and it helps you deepen that connection, or you throw up walls and then it causes you to stifle your growth in that kind of a relationship.
Exactly.
And yeah, it will be less fulfilling in that manner.
So it's more of opening yourself to somebody.
Definitely.
Like you're getting closer to them.
Yeah.
At the same time, you're letting them know maybe what you're thinking, and you're giving with expectations.
Exactly.
And whatever you're told, you receive with an open heart. Even if you're ridiculed, you take it positively. That is
Exactly.
part of being vulnerable.
Yeah.
And do you know practicing vulnerability is an act of being courageous?
It is.
It is.
Yeah, it's definitely being courageous
Yeah.
for who you are, and you're not ashamed. If you're a person who an extrovert person, I don't need to be an introvert so that I might feel comfortable, might fit in on your group or anything. I'm just being myself.
Yeah.
I'm an extrovert person, then it's okay to be me.
It really is.
Yes.
Vulnerability is as simple as looking at someone who is smartly dressed and complimenting them. Instead of, hiding, or rather not saying it, you come out and tell them, by the way, today, you look very nice.
Thank
You're
you.
standing
And you
out,
feel
you're
good.
stunning.
Yes.
Even, approaching a stranger that you don't know, tell them, what's up? Hey, manze, unakaa poa.
Yeah.
That is being vulnerable.
Yes. And even also telling others when you have done something wrong.
Yeah.
If you have upset me, for instance, if Kare has upset me, I wouldn't keep quiet and hold back and I'm feeling angry about you. I need just to tell you just honestly, this and this, you've done something that I didn't feel comfortable. I feel like it hurt my feelings. I'm sorry. You need just to apologize. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah.
To create my own peace with you. You know what I'm saying?
And it would be good if I'm vulnerable to accept my mistake.
Exactly.
Learn from it and admit that I'm wrong.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if I'm stuck, I also ask for help. So that, we improve our quality of life.
Exactly.
Being vulnerable also means putting yourself in a position where you can be rejected. Anything maybe or everything you say might not be accepted as you would want it to. You may say a joke and it's not funny, but you still say it anyway.
Yeah.
You're being vulnerable.
Definitely.
It involves, you go somewhere and you join a table of people you don't know, but you go ahead and talk to them. That is being vulnerable.
It is.
Exactly.
And even telling someone that you're attracted to them. If Karia walks into a place and she notices this guy and she's like, okay, I like you.
Yeah.
Would you be honest and tell someone like that?
That is being vulnerable.
Yeah, I know it's being vulnerable,
scary, But like,
Someone feel like, oh no,
good to admit it,
good.
especially when you think there's something that's going to come of it.
It might be something good. Might be
So
something
in
good.
other words, if I better understand vulnerability, ni kama kuacha kukuwa shy, you know,
Yeah.
tokelezea, you know, stand out from
Yeah.
the crowd and just express what you feel
Who you
without
are.
fear of being judged,
Definitely.
fear of being rejected.
Having that confidence is the key.
Yeah. It shows your emotional maturity.
Yes.
Definitely,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes. And of course, there are so many types of vulnerability. I'm not sure whether we will be able to tackle, you know, maybe each, but, you know, we have social vulnerability, cognitive, we have environmental.
Okay.
I think hata pia kwa IT kuna vulnerability. I do not know.
There is. Like
Yeah.
when you have a program and you're trying to see if it has loopholes, you have to check
Umesikia maono?
so that you have a
I'm
good
just
program
lost.
in the end working for your users.
Yeah, so vulnerability is the aina mob, but for today we are just going to tackle what we are commonly used to.
And especially if you're dealing with self-love, sometimes vulnerability really affects and becomes so important in our lives. Yeah. And even also reaching out. For instance, we've been friends for a long time, and then one way or another, because of work and everything, we have not been in contact yet. I might call and reach out and say, how are you doing? Without even expecting to reconnect again. But I'm being vulnerable to just call and know how you're doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe we can look at ways to be more vulnerable, or rather,
How to
what
be.
vulnerability is and what it's not. Again, we want to ensure that we don't, you know, step on other people
Yeah.
in the name of being vulnerable. Some people might take advantage. Might talk of expressing yourself,
You're stepping
and
on
on the
others
other
people's
hand,
spaces.
yeah, you're not
Demeaning
doing it
others and
right.
berating them. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we want to understand how can we be more vulnerable, or rather, what vulnerability can be.
Or how to be vulnerable.
Yes.
I feel like having compassion with yourself, like being proud when you make a decision.
Yeah.
I'm having compassion with myself, whether it's wrong or a bad decision. Having compassion, that's maybe how you can be vulnerable. I'm very proud of myself. Even with the shortest achievements, you're still proud of who you are. And I like to appreciate, for me, like for instance, I like to appreciate myself whether I've done a great achievement or just minor achievement. I
Yeah.
just have my compassion. I feel like I don't need to expect someone. Rather, I expect people to tell me, okay, good job and everything. But first, it need to begin with you.
Yeah. You validate yourself first.
But validate yourself first, and having that compassion and being proud of who you are. I think that's like being vulnerable.
It's true. And also being vulnerable is when you don't wait until everything is perfect and bulletproof, like when you're making a plan. Instead of pushing yourself too hard and making sure that everything goes to plan, it's better to just do your best, leave the rest to God, and take that chance and actually start what you feel like doing.
Yeah, I mean, we are in an imperfect world, so nobody's perfect.
No one is perfect.
Nobody's perfect. So giving up perfection, I think, is one of a way of being vulnerable. Like, I'm not working towards being perfect. I'm working towards achieving something great. Not being perfect, because even the world is not giving us perfection, though.
Yeah.
So
And that is.
but definitely live in your own way
Yeah.
and being yourself. Being yourself.
So, for me, being vulnerable, means that I have to take responsibility of my mistakes, of my actions, instead of blaming others.
Yeah.
And it's also an act of maturity.
Just narrowing it down, like it's me who did this, and I have to rectify what I did, and actually accepting that I did it instead of blaming others.
Yeah. It can really teach you a lot about yourself, and you realize that you have a lot left to learn throughout life.
It's true.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And that is how you even learn, or you rather admit whether you're good or bad in something.
It's true.
Like, I'll just walk in here and tell you guys, me, I'm not good in maybe playing football.
Yeah,
I suck at it. And that's it. I'm being vulnerable.
exactly.
Yeah, and that way you realize that people on this earth are here to teach you a thing. Like there's nothing that you'll not learn from each person.
Yeah, you
Each
should have
person
learning
has-
something.
Yeah.
I feel like speaking your mind, like being forthcoming with your needs. Like, I want this, but not commanding. I'm not saying commanding. My people might mistake it for that. I'm saying I'm just speaking my mind. It might be wrong, it might be bad, but I'm just speaking my mind, my opinion, and I feel like that's being vulnerable.
Yeah, it helps people see you for who you really are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And vocalizing your feelings, like don't hide your feelings. If I'm feeling angry, if I'm feeling sad, okay, if I'm feeling sad, I might cry. You just cry, don't shy away just because you're an old woman, you're an old guy. You can't cry because, no, if you're feeling sad, then vocalize your feelings, cry out loud.
Yeah, even if you're in an environment that will invalidate that,
Exactly.
it's best to just air them out. And, you might find a chance to win in the end.
Exactly. Yeah.
And maybe the easiest kind of vulnerability, not actually kind, ile yenye tumezoea maybe kidogo, is appreciating, admiring, respecting, and even loving others. Telling them you love them, you respect them, you
Yeah.
understand them.
I get it. I really get
Ile tu,
it.
it's very simple.
Yeah, like lifting each other's crowns is such a beautiful thing that we should do.
Yes.
And that is the way that we need to go. Like, we don't need to be up here. I don't need to be myself like I'm successful and leaving others behind.
Yeah, everyone should win.
We should win, all of us.
Yeah.
So if I'm feeling like in my thoughts, I feel like I'll be able to handle my emotion well. And there's a way and there's a procedure that I did and maybe can help someone else. Maybe I can talk it through.
Yeah,
You
for
know?
sure.
And also the other point is like being in the moment, living in the present. We don't know what will happen in future. Some people will live in future. I'm like, I want to do this, I want to do this. But do you actually have that moment? Do you live in the present? Do you speak what is good right now? Do you speak what is, amazing and something you can work right now? We still have goals, we still have future plans, but the goal is being vulnerable at this time and place. Okay?
And you feel liberated once you are vulnerable. A lot of burdens will come off our shoulders.
And you feel like those burdens are just kakitu kadogo hivi kaliko kana kubeba all those years, and you're like, but at least when you're vulnerable, you can be able to speak your mind, you can be able to share your thoughts, and you're like, oh, I didn't know that is like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So guys, I hope you are learning a thing or two.
Exactly.
We are talking about the importance of vulnerability.
Definitely, yes.
It's a very key issue. It's very important.
In aspect of self-love, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah, maybe we can tell our listeners what are our socials so that they can keep following us. And in case you have not subscribed, please, 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 all this content and you're not subscribing. So on Instagram, our handle is youths_P.C.E.A_Sigona.
Yes.
So kindly follow us.
Subscribe on YouTube.
Yes. Like,
Like,
and also
comment,
on YouTube,
share.
P.C.E.A. Sigona Youth Fellowship. I am at Bonita Gade on Instagram.
Christine Nyawira _ all social media platform. Name them. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook,
Yeah.
YouTube. Yeah.
And for me, I'm career.nguki on Instagram. Yeah, so you could follow me there as well.
Are you not in TikTok?
I'm on TikTok as
She
well. It's
doesn't
a
want
new
to
venture.
disclose.
A good thing though. Tell
Yeah.
them your social handles so that you can go there, like, comment, and share.
Yes, for
Video
sure. You
itaenda
can leave a
viral.
comment under the videos even. It's rie_ke. So RII_KE.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Career, and we hope in future you'll be our co-host. Really hoping you join us soon.
Yes, I'm thinking about it. Thank you for having me, guys. It has been such a pleasure.
Anytime.
You're welcome. So guys, let us keep the conversation going. To DM Apple, let us know what you think. What are your thoughts on vulnerability? Discuss kuhusu self-love.
Setting
Kuhusu
boundaries.
self-boundaries.
Yeah.
We just want to improve ourselves each day. And even as we end this, if you have the difficult conversations, if you express yourself honestly, even when it's risky to do so, if you tell the world, this is who I am and I refuse to be anything else, you'll find new depth in your relationships.
That's it for today, guys.
So thank you so much. Have a great week.
An amazing weekend, because it's
Definitely
not
catch
over
you
yet.
in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.